Thanks for having us. So what should we say? We did a nice little collaboration, which is...
Yeah, it all began from nothing, really, because I started to listen to Samuel's music out of the night, and it reminded me of the sequence I was working on, which I called Nothing, literally nothing. So he thought that was very funny, and nothing is written in couplets, mostly. So then we thought, oh, is that a bit obvious, you two, and you've got to do this kind of, collaboration between two. So then we thought about antiphons and calls and responses. And that's where this came from. And we had 10 days to do this because I was called in at the end. I'm just kind of like an understudy. And so we thought, well, we'd do 10 words, but we did 10 words. Yeah.
Also because it's 10 minutes. It's
10 minutes, 10 days. We're very unoriginal, really. Yeah. So anyway.
10 figures.
So we thought we'd keep the 10th word without, for when we had the 9 others done. So, well, if you're counting, you'll know what happened to that one. And so, do we need to say anything else?
The 10th word is probably, so there are these 9 key words that we will be announcing shortly, and we'll be repeating a number of times, and so you will know them all. I think the 10th will be a cipher, maybe a riddle for the audience.
Should you wish to accept it.
Exactly. Okay, let's go.
Oh, I really forgot to say that we're calling this Unbegun Continent, a lovely phrase from one of Samuel's poems. Solution, balance, savage, fetch, smallness, face, experience, continent, unsolution. Hey, you see that? Heads.
Cheers. Unbegun.
Unbegun.
Earth masses worth of gold spin forth as neutron stars collide. Did we ever have a chance?
To roll back, grow old as babies, infinitely waiting the girth of the gold new world.
Continent.
Continent. Matter. Medbh.
As roads congeal into metropolis. And languages.
Magic.
And languages.
Marsa.
And languages. And languages. Experience.
Experience.
The cave's rapture of many hands. It tickles.
Hands of water trickle in. Dissolution occurs. A shuddering room of white, blind lives.
Mice.
Mice.
They're inside, outside space, unnoticed by the police.
But in the prison of the laboratory, they are a category.
Smallness.
Smallness.
Let's trip over it. You might not notice any difference at all.
I stumble. The brain walks. What causes wars? Politics or neurons?
Fetch.
Fetch.
Pizza. Quintillions of chloroplasts working for me and my collaborators.
Like a tree walking, I return to my desk, and foliate.
Savage.
Savage.
Reweeding the supply chains. Thing is, you gotta eat something.
It goes on and on, I can't bear it. A woman called Jasmine says she eats light.
Bounce.
Bounce.
All within bounds. As nothing breaks, but just like that, all directions change.
The present rattles. It's the intention that moves me.
Solution.
Solution.
As things settle within the new version of themselves, remind me of the problem once again.
Once again, the Minotaur roars, its last meal thoroughly digested. Solution.
Solution.
A solution does not scatter a light beam. These lucid songs emit a tonal taboo art.
A solution outlasts its initial intuitions as totalist institution until situationist looms and narcissist and its uninstallation.
Bounce.
Bounce.
When you hit the hard fact of yourself, it seems you neither bounce nor bleed.
But backward leaps the social contract. Action equaling reaction, facts turn in interval, and there you are. Now what?
Savage.
Savage. Salvage all vagrants attending green earth ever going against values assumed safe.
Fetch.
Fetch.
Your double. See it in the morning, live long. In the evening, die with the turf sod in the fire.
Conversely, being grasped in turn from a rickety future, I act and haunt.
Smallness.
Smallness.
Hardly room to turn around in. We live here still. What the hell? Are we not worlds apart?
Think of the ocean quahog, all well in its shell, sitting centuries and centuries with zip to do but dwell.
Mice.
Mice.
It was huddled by the boxes. I wanted to save it, but the cat, in a nano move, devoured it.
That's what you get for marching as an R strategist. Then, millions later, a stretch, a yawn, and nothing.
Experience.
Experience.
The hot experiments of art can only approach the cockcrow in my very breathy eastern corridors.
If immanence is this life, fully threaded and capacious, try not to slight the gradients. Leaves shimmer, clouds slide.
Continent.
Continent.
I gather everything I own. I gather everything I am into a little room. I love what I own. I long for infinite riches.
All life long I amass heat and information, and what I am contracts towards a tight little point.
Unbegun,
Unbegun.
open-legged as lilies, as how human never is. How can the virtual supersede its breeder?
Or the actual rewild its ground, render any prior trinities forever incomplete.